आनी हांव तुका एक थोडे उतरां भितर आमी पळयत हें केलें तें आनी हिस्ट्री ऑफ द कम्युनिटी चड हिस्ट्री म्हज्या चड तुमी जाण आसतलें. म्हाका एकूच सांगूंक सोदता की आमगेली पयलीं कोमुनिदाद म्हणचे आसा ती पयलीं गांवकारी म्हण आसलेली. गांवकारी केलेली कोणाली आमगे गांवच्या लोकांनी केलेली. आनी शेंकड्यान न्हू 1000 वर्सां पयलीं आमगे पुर्तुगेज येयला हिंगा इन द 15th century. ते येतरी तेंचे पयलीं आमगे ऑर्गनायजेशन काय बरें आहा तें. आनी हें एक युनीक ऑर्गनायजेशन फकत गोंया आहा आनी गोडे हांव जाणा खूंय आनी लुगार आहा तें खबर ना म्हाका. व्हेरी युनीक आनी तें आमी मेंटेन करपा जाय आनी आमगे फुडले पिळगेक तें आमी सांबाळूंक जाय. कित्याक आमी आतां एन्जॉय करता तें आतां चोयल आसता तुमी हे ओल्ड बिल्डींग आहा तें शेणटे आसता तें ती कॉर्प देखून थंय आनी ती आशा मेंटेन केली ती लोकांक दाखोवपाक. आनी तुमी दुसरें म्हणटाले आतां हिंग एक पार्टिशन आहा हें कितें आहा काय म्हणून ह्या पार्टिशन आहा दीस वॉज एक्टींग ऑल्सो एज अ कोर्ट तेका जुलगाद म्हणटाले. आनी जुलगाद द चिंचिनीम आनी हिंगा व्हडले व्हडले आदवोगाद आनी जजीस ही पयसान गेलो आहाय. हांव थोडी नांव काण सांगत तुका तिनत्यान मास्करांनी फ्रॉम सालदरा व्हेरी वेल नोन एडवोकेट. मागीर मार्टीन मिनेझ ऑल्सो वेल नोन एडवोकेट तेंचे नांव आहाय रोडान घालेली. मागीर प्रिझन लॉ पीस आनी मुगे पाय प्रिझन करतात बट ही नेवर कम इन दीस कोमुनिदाद. फकत तुमकां सांगूंक सोदता की आमगेली पुर्वजां गेली आमची हिस्ट्री आहा सो हे हिस्ट्री आमी मेंटेन करपाक जाय. आनी एक गांवकारी आमचे गांवकारी म्हणटा ते ती एक्चुअल हे म्हणटा ती गांवकार आमगे एक जाय जाणटे कांतार बी म्हणटाय गांवालो तेरी मुर्गी सांबाळलो पुना म्हणटा गांवालो आमचो गांव सांबाळलो. आमगे गांव सांबाळपा जाय आनी मुर्गी न्हू आमकां लोकांची मुर्गी नाका. हे उतर आमगेले कोमुनिदाद म्हणटा की ऑरिजीन इज फ्रॉम द लॅटीन वर्ड कम्युनिटी. सो दीस ओनली मिन्स इट इज कम्युनिटी. मागीर पुर्तुगेजान कितें केलां दे सॉ हाव वेल द सिस्टम वॉज रनिंग एंड ऑर्गनायज. तेणें मागीर फॉर ऑल द कोमुनिदाद वीच वॉज पब्लिश्ड और मेड इंटू सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ लॉ नोन एज फॉर ऑल द मेसियस. मागीर ते फाटल्यान कॉल द कोमुनिदाद. मागीर आतां रोल हिंगा गव्हर्मेंटाचो रोल गव्हर्मेंट इज एक्टींग ओनली एज अ तुतेलाज म्हणल्यार कितें एज अ ट्रस्टी एज अ केअरटेकर. दे आर नॉट द ओनर्स ऑफ द लँड. ओनर्स ऑफ द लँड आर द गांवकार्स एंड द शेयर होल्डर्स. And by the very principles and ideology of our comunidad, we cannot sell and we cannot alienate our land. Our land has to be for us. हांव आतां हितून एक थोडें हें सांगता आमगेले एवरी मेंबर सांगताले लिगलायझींग इलिगॅलिटीज. हाव कॅन इट तुगे वर्ड इट सेल्फ लिगलायझींग इलिगॅलिटी. इट इज इलिगल. इट इज टोटली इलिगल. यू कॅनॉट लिगलायज इट. नो वे यू कॅन लिगलायज इट. आतां तितून एक डिस्टिंक्शन कोताय तें कितें इलिगल आनी इरेग्युलर म्हणून. पयलीं सद्या इलिगल हांव आमगे कोमुनिदाची सांगता ते म्हणटा प्रायवेट लँड आहा आनी गव्हर्मेंट लँड आहा. कोमुनिदादी तुमी येता कोमुनिदादी लँडाक पयलीं सद्या दॅट इज अजर्पेशन. पयलीं सद्या ते दॅट इज अजर्पेशन. आमचो निकटो प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ कोमुनिदाद ऑफ कारामेली कॅप्टन वेन्झी वेगास पावला आनी तसोच आमचो MLA इज ऑल्सो अ शेयर होल्डर ऑफ द कोमुनिदाद ऑफ चिंचिनीम. सो दे आर हियर बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ हॅविंग बीन पार्ट ऑफ द कोमुनिदाद नॉट एज पॉलिटिकल फिगर्स. एंड सगळ्यांनी तांकां एक ताळी मारच्यो. एनिवे आतां हांव मुगे थोडें उलटें सांगता रिगार्डींग लिगलायझींग इलिगॅलिटीज. पयलीं सद्याक हिंगा एक जजमेंट आहा तेज्या जसपाल सिंग वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब. हितून क्लियरली म्हणलां दॅट कम्युनिटी लँड कॅनॉट बी सोल्ड, कॅनॉट बी एलिनेटेड, एंड यू कॅनॉट be a trespasser into Comunidade land. And the courts will never allow this. And this is very, very important. And at that time, आमचो गोवा चीफ सेक्रेटरी आहा तेन्ना तेणे एक एफिडेविट फायल केला all the way in the Supreme Court, saying that Comunidade is also community land. So we come directly under the ambit of that judgment and order. So in no way can we tolerate any sort of encroachment and trying to legalize illegal structures into Comunidade land. दूसरे ये तरी हम first time तरी allow करेलो. This will be like opening the floodgates. People will come and squat on Comunidade land and thinking that at some stage, बाबा आपला ते बॉक्सान दिले आणि आपल्याला ते स्ट्रक्चर लिगलाइज जातले. हे स्टार्ट केले आमगे Comunidade सत्यानाश नाम वयतलो. So we have to be very, very careful in this. मागीर दुसरें हायकोर्टाचें सो मोठो ऑर्डर आहा ताका लागून आतां जायतो हे जाला लोक काचाबूल जाला आनी एकोना बरें कित्याक ऑर्डर थोडे आमी आतां शिक्षण Comunidade लोक म्हणटा आमी आतां दिस माय सेकंड टर्म हियर एंड देर हॅव बीन इलिगॅलिटीज एंड ते आतां कोण गोंयांत रडले ते माड जाले आनी ते म्हणटा आतां आमचें एक्शन घेवून ते सांग सोडनाय आमी ताका खंय तरी एक्शन घेतलें. आनी एक आमगे कोंकणी भाशेन एक म्हणणें आहा मेजा वयलें केड काडप आनी फिल्याक जोडप म्हणटा. आतां आमगे सगळे पॉलिटिशियन आहाय ते कितें कोताय इलेक्शन बगले पावलें गेना तांकां आनी दिवपाक कांय ना तेंको केड आतां उरनाय चड. सो हे केड कोणाने Comunidade दिले ते Comunidade केड वताय आनी ते आतां वोटरांक प्रॉमिस करताय. ओके आनी ते वोटरां मागीर ते मोड येयले ते मागीर हात धुयताय आनी वयताय. पूण आमगेली आनी एक म्हणणें आहा कोंकणी भाशेन माकोड केड हातायच पूण माकोड चाडवयन हात म्हणून. सो हिंग ते कितें आमगे केड दिताय आनी येता इलेक्शना आनी चडावड करून उडयताय लोकांक भितर घुसवड करताय. सो दीस इज वॉट वी शूड ओपोज. आनी आज पळय आमी सगळी पळय हें केलां हांव चड आनी चड देवकार करूं म्हणटा ते सगळे Comunidade मनीस येयले ते आनी मुगे हे हांव मागीर एक सेल्फ इंट्रोडक्शन करपाक मागीर पास करता. सो प्लीज मेन्शन ईच Comunidade. ओके whosoever is present here.
Which Comunidade? Name of the Comunidade. My passport Hatlan. This code है. Ronpur. In honor of our ancestors and all the grace that Comunidade has, we just get up for a short while of 1 minute of silence, and after that, just 3-4 lines of small little, not exactly both, but something that we pledge together. So we'll hold hands. Mr. Leopoldo will just say 2-3 lines about something, about we staying together and we doing our best to protect what our ancestors have kept, especially so that it may always stay there and not be destroyed. Thank you.
I think we should do this introduction a little later. Let us go to the main part of it. Okay.
So, can somebody keep the time for 1 minute silence, please? Who will do it? Yeah. You do it? Okay. So, this is when we start. Thank you. So, Mr. Lukaku, Please be standing in a minute. Please come. We'll just take a short oath. I think we will hold hands and we'll put our hands up in unity. Everybody please do the same.
Hello. Hello, my name is Mr. Leocadio Montero and I belong to Comunidade. In the name of Save All Goa Comunidades, Mr. John Antonio has given me this opportunity. I would like to thank him and I would like to thank all the Gaonkas of the respective Comunidades of Goa. We should know what is the meaning of Comunidades. Oh, okay, good. So we request to all the Gaonkas to protect all our Comunidades in a respectful manner as our ancestors has kept up all these our properties, plots, lands and share without violating any of the laws of the Comunidades. Thank you.
हॅलो सो आमी ते मागीर इंट्रोडक्शन थोडे मागीर थोडे टायमान करया कित्याक आमचे टायम मातशें सेव करया आनी मागीर कितें थोडें म्हणपा आहा तें हांव आतां म्हणटा आनी काबार करता पयलीं सगळें गेलें दीस इज ऑल्सो थँक्यू काबदांसान चड आनी चड देव बरें करूं हिंग सगळे येयले तेन्ना एन्ड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आय मस्ट एक्नॉलेज आमचे जायते सिनियर कम्युनिटी ते जाय नासतना देखून ते हिंगा येयले सो तांकां चड आनी चड देव बरें करूं म्हणटा हांव थोडीशीं नांव काडटा कित्याक सगळ्यांची नांव काडपा जायना आनी तितलो हें जातालो पयलीं सद्याक आमगेलो कॅप्टन वेन्झी फॉर हॅविंग कम ऑल द द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ कम्युनिटी ऑफ कारामली रायट ऑर एक्चुअली प्रेसिडेंट मागीर आमचो MLA श्री क्रूज सिल्वा ताका कडेन हिंगा कमिटी व्हडलें पोजिशन आसूंक जाय बट ही इज अ मेंबर एंड ही हॅज कम हियर एज अ मेंबर एंड हीज सपोर्ट हॅज ऑलवेज बीन देयर right from the beginning as far as agriculture is concerned मागीर हें आतां रिमॉडल करपाक तेणें आतांच म्हणजे आतां हें केलां एक टेंडर द वॅल्यू ऑफ द टेंडर इज 3,58,803 rupees. This is for the forward ह्या म्हणटा आमगे फंडाचें केलां कम्युनिटीचे आनी आतां रिपेर्स आनी हें सगळें आतां सदां वयता तेगे वर्सान तेका पांय पडों पूण ते केन्ना आतां केन्नाच ना म्हणना सो प्लीज गिव यू अ बीग हँड ऑफ अप्लॉज सेकंडली आमगे एग्रीकल्चर आमी एग्रीकल्चर स्टार्ट केलें पयलीं तेगे वात आहा आनी तेका सदां सांगता चल मुखार वच रे हांव आहा जाय पडटा लोक बरे मुखार वचून लोक वयता फाटल्यान पयलीं आतां मनीस वाचना पूण ते भाशेन वता तो सदां आहा अंकाराक and we have reached now 80 hectares. Many of the fields were lying fallow here for more than 30 and 35 years. So we have brought back the greenery here and prevented people from dumping things into the fields and making them into the dumping grounds. This time again, thank you to our very senior veteran activists and who are like pillars of the Comunidade, Sri Jean-Philippe Pereira. Then I also owe this because I got a lot of knowledge from Mr. Celestine Naranya. He is the president, not only president and alternating in many places. I think somewhere around 5 Comunidades. And his help is always there and writers. Then we have Luel also, who is also fighting for our causes. Then we have Anancio, Orlando is there. Then there are various Comunidades. So afterwards we will take up all the names and I give you all the credit for coming. I see from Nagwa also where now people come from quite a distance locally. So that we will make a self-introduction. Okay. Now I give my mic to my friend and today's guest of honor, I should say, thank you, Luis. And you are attorney of
So it's a great pleasure to be here and thank you, Mr. Nelo. Thank you, Mr. Nelo, for extending his welcome. And in fact, the truth about this campaign is that Actually, there was no organizer at all. It is by some divine grace that everything has happened. Everything just started falling in place. And we are really not alarmed but awe-stricken because everybody has come forward with voluntarily. So we just said, okay, we did a small budget, we said how much would it cost, and at once everybody came forward and we collected money even more than the budget was required. And then individually there were so many people who helped in so many different ways, whether it was the media, a lot of media who has themselves volunteered to come, and everybody is doing it from their heart. Nobody is charging us any money. So I think this is a blessing from our ancestors. Now, it's a great privilege, particularly to come to Chinchinim, because we are standing in front of the church of Our Lady of Hope, and that is exactly what we require. We did not decide about this place. So this just happened that Chinchinim welcomed us to begin the campaign from here. On the way, we stopped at Nagwa. There also, we had the Our Lady of Success. So everywhere we go, we are getting some kind of blessings which I think which will help us, the Comunidades, to put our efforts together and get some fruitful results. So as far as the campaign is concerned, and as far as the Comunidades are concerned, it was a need of the hour to get all the Comunidades together. And almost over a fortnight, 67 Comunidades came forward and volunteered to join the group of the managing committees from the 3 zones of the Comunidade. Also, the effort took a boost because it was required that all the Comunidades needed to answer to the court order, the PIL 3 suo motu of 2024, where the courts asked the Comunidades to please report all the encroachments which are there in the Comunidades. So that was another reason for us to come together and work together. So we have some forms here which will be given at the end of our campaign, which will finish on the 19th. For the south, we have 2 days. Then for the north, we have 2 days, and then 2 days for the central zone. Sorry. Okay. So 2 days for each zone. And the campaign will end in Bori. Again, over there, we didn't know where we would be able to have the meetings, but the temple Mahajans of Bori came forward and they offered us the Comunidade space which is next to the temple itself. So it is an effort and goodness of not just only the Catholics but our Hindu brothers also. And this in itself shows that our ancestors lived in harmony, and they want that this harmony should always be carried on, for what Goa is well known. So we will pass these forms around. Those people who are in the managing committees of the Comunidades have to sign each of these forms. You may be the treasurer, or you could be the attorney or the president. So each of these forms you can sign. We'll let it go around. And if there are Damkars who can sign, there are the forms for the committee members are on the top, and at the bottom there are tabulated forms where the Damkars can sign, which we also can add to the committee forms. I don't have anything more to say, but that we should all keep our unity and stay united and keep working. And I sincerely hope that the next gen, the younger generation, which we are beginning to see, they are taking interest. Now in my own village of Golti, it was as good as already almost non-functional. It was, but when a few people came together and started taking interest and so on, it was amazing that within a year's time, 100 people got together, we formed a group, and everybody began to take very active participation. It's very strange that although the Comunidade gives land to everyone, our own Comunidade did not have electricity, it did not have water, it didn't even have a house number. But fortunately, we started working together with all the other authorities and so on, and they were very cooperative. And I noticed one thing: if we work together, and we know and our intentions are good, everybody comes forward to help and everything begins to happen. I think so the importance and what the Comunidades are really meant for is for proactive, positive energy. And I think all of us here have a lot of resources that have all the talent and skill which is required to make whatever we participate in to become a success. Thank you very much.
आता चोर वेळ ना हांव तिका मातशें विसरलो आमगेले in our support to our Comunidades, Mr. AJ Aloysius John तो थिंगा आहा सो तेणें जायतो आमकां सपोर्ट केला तितून आमगेले आनीकूय आमी कॉलेज only Comunidade करता and that only Comunidade requires real help आनी आमगे Mr. Arnel Henry Costa is one of the he helps us also how to get it together. There are many other Comunidades. Okay, तो हा फाटल्यान आनी जायतो लोक आसतलो कोणाक म्हाका आर्दान जाल्यार पूण नांव येना म्हाका मागीर जायती आमगेले नेबरींग Comunidades आसात त्यो आसोना वेरींग मागीर सातोरा मागीर आंबेलीं मागीर ह्या सायडीन बेनावलीं ते सगळे सो मागीर प्लीज एक्सेप्ट इंट्रोडक्शन करात म्हणून कित्याक हांव कितें तरी चुकलो जायत जाल्यार हांव माफी मागता आतां हांव म्हगेलो फ्रेंड एंड ही इज ऑल्सो सबस्टिट्यूट ऑफ आवर Comunidade आनी ताका लागून फर्स्ट टायम ते भुमिपूत्र बील पळयल्लें तें ओपोज करपाक तेणें आमकां मुखार येयलें पयलें एंड तेणी Chinchinim was the first Comunidade to oppose the भुमिपूत्र bill. The first Panchayat to oppose the Bhumiputra bill. The first Gram Sabha to oppose the Bhumiputra bill. आम फाटल्यान मागीर थोडे Comunidade गेले पूण आमकां तितून सपोर्ट मेळना सो आमच्या कामाचें there are many other more people who would like to say. I would like to give a chance to also to the president of Comunidade of Karamboli, to the engineers, Captain Mendy, and many other some senior people, especially Sir Jean-Philippe, who knows Rajendra. Then I give also a chance to Mr. Sugor Millet. Yeah. So I'm just handing over the mic and let us please be whatever you want to express, let us be a little brief. So say that.
भविष्यवादी हांव आजकाल सगळ्यांक देव बरें करूं म्हणटा कित्याक पूण आपले आमी सगळे येयले न्हू आयज बरें म्हळ्यार ही मिटींग आमी घेतल्या सगळे कोमदार एकठांय जाल्यात टू कंडेम द स्टेटमेंट मेड बाय मोदी पुतीन तेगे स्टेटमेंट कंडेम करपाक कित्याक तेणें स्टेटमेंट दिला जेन्ना Comunidade इलिगल एन्क्रोचमेंट लॉट ऑफ डिफरंस एन्क्रोचमेंट केला आनी घर बांदलें तेका खंय मोदीन सांगता लिगलायज करपाक हें लिगलायज करपाक जायना एनी इलिगल कॅन बी रेगुलायज बट एन्क्रोचमेंट कॅनॉट बी रेगुलायज वो तेगेलो स्टेटमेंट हितून आज कोमदार येता जाल्यार कित्याक कंडेम द स्टेटमेंट मेड बाय मोदीन पुतीन Before liberation, इतली कोमदार जाताली आमगे गोंयकारांक केन्ना ताकोना कोमदार एन्करेज करपाक वा कोमदार कितें बांदपाक इतले आमगे गोंयकारांनी केले कोमदार म्हणजे शेअर होल्डर आनी गांवकार बायलांगे न्हू शेअर होल्डराक रायट आहा आनी गांवकारांक कितें जाय तें दिवपाचें हें आमगेलें बिफोर लिबरेशन जावंक ना आतां लिबरेशन जालें हें भायर येता आनी एन्करेज करता आनी आमी एमएलए तेगे सपोर्ट करतात सो ह्या मिटींग गेल्या फकत तेगे स्टेटमेंट कंडेम करपाक आनी हें आमी जावपाक दिवपाक जाय देव बरें करूं
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
I have a very big name, but my stature is small. It is you, when I approached you, your Comunidade president, your Comunidade treasurer, your Comunidade attorney, who extended a warm hand forward and decided, yes, this is the need of the hour. This is the reason we have to come forward and unite as one. One of the most important person in engaging with me is Mr. Luis, whose unstinted support we have stayed together till morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and there are many others. Agnail Purta and others are there, whose name I will not take because I do not want to offend those names that I have not taken. Let me tell you one thing. First, we got 67 comunidades together. Second, now with these comunidades, most of you may not have legal minds with you. Now we have been able to get about 50 lawyers who have come together, who are supporting us, who are giving inputs, how we have to form a representation to the government, to the administrators and to others. Even a newspaper statements will be vetted through them. I must thank each one of you who have made special efforts to come since morning over here and who have made this possible. I thank Almighty God and my ancestors who have given me enough pride. I believe all of you are also pride. Ami Menezes सारखे proud people असतात. त्या भाषेत म्हाका दिसता तुम्ही सगळे proud आहात की तुम्ही सगळे कम्युनिटीचे मेंबर, तुम्ही सगळे फुडें येयल्या, तुम्ही सगळे कम्युनिटी सांबाळटले आणि म्हाका हितून मातसो लेगून दुबाव ना. हितून म्हजे हांव दोन शब्द काबार करता. थँक्यू.
Hello, because he is the president of Karambolim. Karambolim was one of the biggest comunidades and the richest comunidades. Now I don't know the state of the comunidad and I don't want to say anything. I leave it to the president himself to say and how to bring it up, because I remember and how it went on. It seems the big lake which came there, and with that many of the families rather the same thing but they are different ways. So they came and settled in various, including Delhi and various other places. So now I would like to call upon engineer and MLA Vegas to say a few words, and after that I will request our MLA also, Cruz Silva. And then after that we will make an introduction, and if somebody wants to say something very short. And remember, it is only 1 point program. We should only speak of how not to allow this legislation to ruin our land.
Good morning, everyone. सगळ्यांक देव बरो दीस दिवं. ऐकूया ना?
First was there आज a commendable job and hats off to the entire Save Comunidade, Save Goa, 67 managing communities who have come together, and I think we need to give a big round of applause for the gentlemen who have all come together to unite Comunidade. 3.5 वर्ष जाली म्हाका आमदार म्हणून लोकांनी निवडून हाडला. One thing what we have kept very straight where Karamboli Comunidade is considered. हांव 3 पार्टी इलेक्ट जाला आता प्रेसिडेंट म्हणून. म्हणजे इलेक्शन हांव निवडून येच पयलो 3 वर्स जाल्लो, ही 3 वर्सां आणि आज पत्र रिलीज जाला. So this is my third term as the president of Karamboli Comunidade. One thing what we have not done, no NOC is given to anybody who had asked us आमकां रेनोवेशन करपा जाय, घरा कितें काम करूं जाय, जे कोण इलिगल स्ट्रक्चर्स आहाय तांकां आमी बोरोवन एक देखो NOC मुगे टर्मा दिलो ना आनी आम दिवपाचें नाय. दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप एज अ प्रेसिडेंट व्हाट वी हैव डन. एक सिग्नेचर करपा नाय. एंड दिस इज माय अपील टू फर्स्ट एवरीवन. आमगे कुंडादी कमिटी आनी प्रेसिडेंट जोरी तरी सारके रावले जाल्यार एक सिग्नेचर दिना काय, कोणा NOC दिना काय, कोणा काय करपा दिना काय. जोरी तरी फर्स्ट हे अचीव जाले मुकावयल मागीर लोक कित करतलो ते सगळे दुसरी गजाल. पहिले आमी वी हॅव टू लीड बाय एक्झाम्पल. सेकंडली येस, आज आमकां एक संधी दिल्या ही 5 वर्सां असेंब्ली उलोवपाक. वन थिंग what I can assure about me and Cruz, uncompromised MLAs in the assembly, uncompromised, no second thought. हो विश्वास तुम सगळे आसपाचो, कित्याक 3.5 वर्सां जे आम निवडून हाडले तेजे बारा आमी आहाय. आम हुई उड मारना जे कितें मॅटर आमकां दिताय उलोवपाक जे मॅटर तुमकां आमकां रिप्रेझेंटेशन दिताय ते प्रमाणे हांवें रिप्रेझेंट केलो क्रुजान रिप्रेझेंट केलो आनी मुखार हो जो टर्म 1.5 वर्सां आहा हे टर्मा जे तुम भाशेन दिताय कुमदा दिताय ते आम रिप्रेझेंट करतले एंड वी वील फायट फॉर द कुमदाज रायट कुमदादी भाटां कोणाच्यानी घरां इलिगल एन्क्रोचमेंट कोण बांदपा जायना जाल्ले आनी हेज्या मुखार जावपा ना तो कोणागेलो सरकार येवं 2012 कोणागे सरकार तेज्या पयलीं आहलो तो तुम सगळे खबर आहा तेमी तेन्ना इलिगल कुमदादी सगळे अलाव केल्ले आतां हेय अलाव केले हांव तुमकां सगळ्यांक एकूच एक विनंती मारता आमचे जे भाशेन 2 कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी लोकांनी विश्वास दवरला आनी 2 आमदार निवडून हाडले आनी 2 आमदारांगे आवाज कितकोन मुखार सरतून चयलोलो ते भाशेन आनी आमदार बरे जे कोण जाम करपा नाय जे कुमदादी पासत आमगे जमनी पासत जे कोण उबे रावतले तेसले लोकांक तुमी निवडून हाडचे आनी तेन्ना म्हाका दिसता हो आवाज जो हो असेंब्लीन थिंग लेजिस्लेशन कोताय थिंगा मेजॉरिटी जाय उलयले जायना उलोवपा हिंगाय उलयता थिंगाय उलयता बट उलोय म्हणून जायना 5 सभा जाय 5 सभा मेजॉरिटी जाय मेजॉरिटी जाता जाल्यार आम सगळ्यांक करूं जाय सो दिस इज वॉट वी आर सेइंग सेकंडली म्हाकाय कुमदादी शेत हाय करमणे गांवांत आमी शेत रोयताय कुमदादीची आम करमण रावताय 1832 आम प्ले गेलो तेन्ना आम सगळे जाणकार जे आहाय वेळे येयले अजान लोबो जे आहाय ते कालांगुटच्यान गेले करमण येयले सगळे गेले आज हांव एमएलए आहा प्राउडली वॉट आय कॅन से इज 3.5 वर्सां हांवें मुगे हुंचे शेत कन्वर्ट केलना ना म्हूण सरकारागे मदत मागून हुंचे कन्वर्जनाक घालना ना म्हूण हांवें आनी कोणा गेली फायलो मुझ बरे येयल्या त्यो कन्वर्जना हांवें पीसीपी मिनिस्टराक गेले So this gives me and Cruz an upper hand to fight against these people by staying in the system. I promise you that we both will keep up to the promises, to the expectations of everyone. कुमदादी जमनीचेर पयलेय केन्ना इलिगल बांदू जायना आसले आतांय बांदू जायना हेच्या मुखारय बांदू जायना हे कोणाच्यान चेंज करूं जायना त्या उतराचे आमी तुमगे उतर घेवन आमी असेंब्ली आतां जी 21 तारखे प्रवेश जाता वी विल बी युअर वॉइस युअर ट्रस्ट इज आवर अकाउंटेबिलिटी Your trust is our accountability. मी हांव सांगून आजी दोनूला सोडटा. Thank you very much. देव बरों करूं.
आमचो एमएलए इंजिनियर श्री रोहित बाबा तांणी आमकां उतर सांगताले
सगळ्यांक देव बरो दिसली म्हणटा आतांच आमचो प्रेसिडेंटान म्हणलें उलयता आसतना सांगलां आमी सगळे एक आहाय आनी आमची सगळे इंटेंशन जो एक आहा आमच्यान कोणाच्यान डिफीट करपाक जायना आनी आमच्यान कितेंय कोण घेवपाक जाता सो आयज सभासकी दिता 67 ज्यो कोमदाद ज्यो एकठांय जाल्यात पयलीच फावटी म्हाका दिसता एकठांय जाल्यात मुवमेंट मुखार व्हरपाक तुमी तयार जाल्यात तेन्ना एडवोकेट अंजना म्हाका फोन मारलो अशें आहा तेन्ना ताणें स्ट्रेट सांगलां जे कोमदाद ते डिसिजन घेता ते आमी फॉलो करतले आनी आमी ते असेंब्लीन व्हरतले म्हणून आनी कितें मेन्शन केल्लें एक ट्रेंड आहा वोट बँक पॉलिटिक्स म्हणल्यार एमएलए खंयचो लुगार खाली आहा जाल्यार तांकां कोणाकूय सांगता तिका घर घाल आनी बांदयात म्हणून मागीर मुखार मागीर पूण असले हांव सांगता तुवेंन सांगलां ते भाशेन असले खंयचेच वोट बँक आमी केलो ना कोणाकूय सांगलो ना हे लुगार एमपी तूं घर काड म्हणून आनी केल्लें ना हेजे मुखारय आमी करचें ना सो आमी उतर दितात तुवेंन सांगलां ते दोगूय आमी एमएलए जे कोमदाद सांबाळपाक कोमदाची प्रॉपर्टी सांबाळपाक आमी तुमच्या बरोबर सदांच आसतले देव
My name is Jamshid Pereira. I'm the attorney of the Comunidade of Lago for the last 93 years. Today, we have gathered together managing committees, members, councillors on a one-point agenda, and that is to oppose the proposed amendment to the bill that is going to be put out in the assembly in the coming assembly session. The bill is to give legality to illegal constructions. That's the first point. There are some media reports also that illegal constructions will be regularized. There are differences in illegal and irregular. Under the Panchayat Raj Act, an irregular construction can be regularized, but an illegal construction can never be regularized. So we here should all oppose the introduction of this bill in the Legislative Assembly. And I think so all of us here support this decision, which I would like to communicate to our MLAs here, and we would like their support in opposing this bill. And if it is required, definitely we will go to the High Court and challenge this amendment to the bill. Thank you.
We have another very distinguished person from the Comunidade, and he told me, I will not come here to speak, but let us see. I'm just going to request him to say a few words of knowledge for us. And that is none other than Mr. Celestine. Yeah, you can say a few.
Let us not waste time.
No. He is the person who is got to court. He is got to court.
Yeah. Good morning, dear friends, and my basic points that have come, I got 3 points here. Then can you regularize structures on whose land? In the year 1976, there was a Land Reform Committee report. This was the last report among the various previous reports. And among this report, the 2 fellows whom I know is Alu Fulkar and Babu Naik. That report was accepted what constitutes revenue lands in Goa. 95% of it was Kundat, next was Mezinias, Misericordia, then temple land and forest land. If 95% of the lands are Kundats, what is Kundat? Kundats have been declared as a private bodies. The judgment in Right to Information Act, it says that you cannot get information on the Kundat because they are private bodies. And also the Supreme Court has given a judgment, the judgment that was there recently, that constitutional authorities have limited jurisdiction over these private lands all over India. And these private lands are your Kundat lands. And what is happening here, government is transmitting our lands at 40 paise from one person to another. Then land is there with the Kundat. The elected MLAs can have an influence with the Kundat and say, Baba, tax zomindi. But when you are fixating land over fraudulent land revenue code, this I say is the fraud revenue code. Because I have got information here that the revenue, I will read you these questions that are put. Mr. Online Mosquita. Copy of the notification, please listen, copy of the notification issued by the central government declaring Goa as a revenue district, not there. Copy of the notification issued by the central government creating post of the collector for Goa district, not there. Provide copy of the status of land of Goa, a record documentation where the land of Goa is vested with the central government of Goa, not there. So if they are not there, how the collector and the mamlatars are having jurisdiction on our land? I think somebody, he's the boss of your house, you catch him by his hand and throw him out. Collectors are British system and mamlatars are Mughal system. And you are enjoying the privileges of what these fellows are doing in your house. How can you have, ruling in Goa when you have a fraudulent land revenue code. And to get by meaning to exercise land revenue code. Whatever money is to come, is to put in the fazend. And there are some fellows, are consultants in the assembly who are doing consulting work. Gaunkas, they are saying Gaunkas, no zooming dinner. Can Gaunkas be there without land? He cannot be there. So these are some of my basic points. The judgments is already given to you that they are private bodies. And the Supreme Court also said there are limitations of constitutional authority extending themselves over these private bodies. So what transactions you are having in Goa? How do you even have the legal system working in Goa? If the courts are functioning without revenue lands being in Goa, you can extend your court also in other places of India. For the courts to function, you must have your revenue lands to function. As for me in Nastanga, you can exercise jurisdiction, you can make laws, you cannot do anything. This one in Tungamari, you are the owners of it. If you are owners of it, if you are the owners of it, you've got to behave like a patron, not as a slave. Masters are we. You are something, you see in your Form 1 and 14. Form 1 and 14 originates, it's part of the land revenue code. Where is it written, land tenure? Where is it written, that you are a landlord? You are just saying you are an occupant. You are occupying the chair, you are the occupant. You are not the owner. You are not the boss of the chair. For the time jurisdiction you are there, you are the occupant. You go for a theatre, you go for a movie, you got a ticket of 1,000 rupees. And you tap somebody on the back, and you tell him, Baba, I'll give you 2,000, give me the time for the movie. So that is the time of occupancy. Occupancy also is a right. It's not a ownership, sole ownership, still rests with the community. You cannot have Ram Sabhas and you cannot have Panchayats on all land. If collector is not there, the rest of the revenue subjects, all business, all collapse. So these are my few words of land revenue. If there is no land revenue, unauthorized structures cannot be extended to control your land. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful speech that you have given. Ideas into communal system. I welcome anybody else who would like to come forward and give us speak something. I would welcome somebody to come forward and give. But please maintain 3 minutes, maximum of 3 minutes for your speech. Thank you.
हॅलो हांव एडवोकेट इनासियो ब्रागांजा हांव गांवकार वेलिंग फोंडाचो हॅलो हांव वेलिंग फोंडाचो गांवकार म्हाका एक दोन रेस्ट्रिक्शन आहा की गव्हर्मेंट एमेंड करता तेजेर उलोवपाचें 29 मे 2025 हेराल्डाचेर एक आर्टिकल आयिल्लें बाय डॉक्टर मारियन पिनेरो हांव जाल्यार ऑफिस बेरान मागीर धाडटा तें आर्टिकल wherein he has clearly mentioned that Comunidade law is protected by the constitution. आनी एक पॉयंट म्हाका हें मेन्शन करपाक 1974 गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया आनी प्रायम मिनिस्टर मारियो स्वारीस एग्रीमेंट जाल्लो ते एग्रीमेंटान मेन्शन केल्लें Comunidade law आनी कॉमन सिवील कोड विल नॉट बी टच्ड. सो आतां कितें करपाक तिसरो पॉयंट जोर तो हेचेर लेजिस्लेशन करपाक जाता तें पार्लमेंटान करपाचें काय गोवा एसेंब्लीन करपाचें कोणाक वेदर गोवा एसेंब्लीक रायट आहा काय ना हेच पॉयंटाचेर हें करता. माननीय एमएलए दोनी एमएलए म्हाका इम्पॉर्टंट अशें 2 मिनीट उलोवपाक जाय मागीर इट्स व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट पॉयंट सो एक पॉयंट मेन्शन केल्यार तें मातशें हें कराय ते आर्टिकल हांव ऑफिस बेरान धाडलो बाय डॉक्टर मारियन पिनेरो एक्स प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एम सावंत कॉलेज ऑफ लॉ 29 May 2025. Thank you.
Thank you.
आणि कोण उलोवंक चिंतता?
Good morning. Pile short here, it's only 3 minutes, but I will make it very short. Jesse Ami, yeah, I'm from Joshua Comunidade. Okay, I'm not in the committee, but I'm a shareholder of the committee. Now, my only suggestion, okay, I don't want to ask any questions, but my suggestion is this. I think we should get together and create a pressure on BLOs so that we can just investigate who are from the outsiders, who is having the voting bank with the election cards. एक तरी आम तरी म्हणतो इलेक्शन कार्ड तरी म्हणजे कट ऑफ केले आणि if we cancel that, so automatically कितें जातलें, voter bank will go down. And second thing, those who are on the Comunidade land are all those people, they are not from Goa, they are from outside. So why they are here is because there is a backing from our government. There is a backing from the ministers and the, whoever. But if we try to create a pressure on the BLOs and make a thorough study in that and cut down the election cards and the other cards, definitely I think that will be the easiest way for us to throw them out of the Comunidade land. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lucas Ribeiro. I'm Comunidade Joa, it's a committee member. आज कोमुनिदादीचे उलयला पण हांव मातशें दुसरें उलयतां कित्याक आमचो एक इश्यू जालो कोमुनिदादेचो हाजनाचो. कोमुनिदादीचे हाजन आमचे एक प्रायवेट प्रॉपर्टी कोणे तेणी थर्ड डिविजन म्हणून कोण येयले आनी आमचे आख्खे हाजोन व्हरपाक सोदताले. तेन्ना आमी अवेरनेस मिटींग केली आनी आमी तांकां दिवंक ना. हो आमचो इश्यू एसेंब्लीन आमचे एमएलएन काडूंक ना पूण मिस्टर क्रूज सिल्वान काडलो. ताका लागून हांव ताका देव बरें करूं म्हणटा. तेणें काडलो आमचो इश्यू. हिंगासान हांव फकत उलोवंक येयल्लो कित्याक हिंगासान एक लेसन आमी सगळ्यांनी घरा व्हरोंक जाता. एक लेसन सगळे कोमुनिदाद हो विलेजीर आहा पळय ते एका सायडीन आहा हांवें पयलेच पाट पयला आनी खंयच पळोवंक ना हांवें. एका सायडीन आहा फादर ऑफ द नेशन आनी दुसऱ्या सायडीन आहा फादर ऑफ गोवा. हे चिंचोणकारांक चोड वालोर आनी सॅल्यूट. आनी जितले पाट आमी इलेक्शन्सान येता हिंगा येता साश्टीन येता साश्टीक आमी सालाम करपाचो. कित्याक जरी जर आमी गोंयकार म्हणून आहा हे फकत साश्टीकारांक लागून आसा. जरी तर कुडतरी बेनावली नावेली कोर्ताली आमकां जो लीड येना आयज आमी महाराष्ट्रान वचपाचे. मॅक्झिमम लीड मेवल्ली आमकां कुडतरी आनी बेनावली. ही कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी बेनावली. ताका लागून हांव येयले तेन्ना विचारलेली डॉक्टर आल्वारेचो मोन्युमेंट आहा काय म्हणून हिंगा. आनी म्हाका खबर नासली की कॅप्टन विएगस आमचो शेजारी म्हणून सातीचो शेजारी. तेणें सांगले त्या भशेन प्लेग येयला तेन्ना पळय सगळे भायर गेले. आमचेच जायते करून कुळमयकार गेले. इतलेंच सांगून हांव तुमकां देव बरें करूं म्हणून. थँक्यू. थँक्यू.
I am from Comunidade of Puturi, Avjani. Honorable MLA Cruz Silva and Venzi Vegas. हांव सांगपाक वता कित्याक आमचे कोमुनिदादीचे कुडतोरी 99.9% आमी शेत रोयताय. हांवूय रोयताय पण 7,000 स्क्वेअर मिटर. जया रोयताय ज्योती रोयताय. आतां एक आतां एसेंब्लीन हांव ऑनरेबल MLA को मागवता हो पॉयंट काडपाचो अत्यंत गरजेचो सारको. एसेंब्ली आमकां 22 रुपीज दितात गव्हर्मेंट पर केजी. पूण घेत तो आमकां 18 दिता 20 दिता ऑनरेबल MLA वेन्झी 20 आनी आमकां 1 रुपया MSP 1 रुपया मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्रायस. आय हॅव कम ऑन GNH गोवा न्यूज हाबाचें व्हडलें मागीर डिस्कशन मागीर आमकां गुन्यांव करता. आतां रेजनल आमचो जायत हेल्प करता. ट्रॅक्टर दिता. आगे पार्टी आमी रोयता वी आर पेइंग वुमन ट्रान्सप्लांटेशन 600 वेंझिबाग आनी माना 1000 आनी तूं एक ग्रुप दिता एक ग्रुप उरलो मरे आतां 3 हांवें पिकयला 100,000 किलो म्हाका 100,000 रुपया कश्ट आमगे हें कोण गांवकार वयना आनी आमी लोकांक सांगताय आमगे मिनिस्टर्स म्हणटाय कुडतरी घोडा पाकले कोण वडका हायस्ट कल्टिवेटेड कुडतरी आय कॅन चॅलेंज एनी वन आनी हांव अजून शेत रोयता पांय मोठे नांव दवरपा म्हण लोक म्हणटा पांय मेलो मरे कांय करून आनी हे करपा वेंजिको मागोता कुकडे मागोता क्रोस सिल्वा सारको एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्टर रिनादा कडेन दिलो पॉयंट काडपाक हे 1 रुपी MSP मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्रायस 1 रुपी उरला रे बाबा ज्योती रोयताय ओके थँक यू सो मच ऑनरेबल MLA आय होप यू विल टेक दिस मॅटर इन दॅट
Thank you so much. We want speeches, thoughts only on Comunidade matters, please, and please remain within 3 minutes. Thank you.
I am Agustino Miranda. I belong to the Hoturi Comunidade. I am not an office bearer, but I am a resident of Pine City and a concerned citizen of what is happening with the state of Comunidades in Goa. First and foremost, I don't consider Comunidades as a private body. It is a public institution, one of the oldest institutions in the world. We can't forget that. And no government has authority to acquire the land, let alone regularize illegal construction. This circus of regularization happens every time we are close to 1 or 2 years before the elections, because they want to keep these migrants, whoever come to Goa, hanging on the thread, so when they get a vote, after the elections are over, nothing will happen. Because we are if we have a law, we believe in the law of the land. Who can defy the land, the laws? Why are the courts there? For what? If you are going to legalize illegal things, if you are going to promote criminals, if you are going to promote murderers, what is the state of the state? Goa has become the lawless, and our politicians are promoting this lawlessness. Allowing illegal construction to be legalized is the biggest crime happening in Goa today. Do you agree? And we have to stop this. Otherwise, our motherland, our Goa will be finished. If 95% of the land was Comunidade, how was it transferred fraudulently to private parties? We have to ensure that all these lands which have been looted from us are brought back to the Comunidade. And we have to start the steps now. This is the place. We have to start the revolution. We have to start the movement from here. Are you agree? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Avarta. Can we have some ladies? We have several ladies with us. Can they also speak something about it? Though I know.
Amancio, attorney Banali Comunidade. आमचो मुद्दो म्हळ्यार regularization illegal structures, which indirectly means opening Pandora's box to get hold of our land. आमचे जमीन वयता, आमचे गोंयकार मूड काड वयता, आमचे पांय कोणाक आमचे पांय कापता. So it's not just structures, it is a land, it's an entry point. So it's very good that our lawmakers are with us, and they also passionately combine with the Comunidade system. We thank you, sir. Now, as आमचो कन्व्हेनर म्हणटालो की आमची जमीन कोमदादीची कोड आहा त्या प्रमाणे नॉन एलिनेटेबल कॅनॉट बी एलिनेटेड, कॅनॉट बी सोल्ड, ओके, कॅन ऑल बी यूज्ड फॉर जनरेशन टुगेदर. असलीच गोश्ट म्हाका सांगून दिसता ती बी जाल्ली म्हजो प्रेसिडेंट गोंयचे फुडले पिळगे खातीर. आनी आमी 2 वर्सां फाटीं मोठो आमचो ल्हानशी संस्था बरी गोंयचे फुडले पिळगे खातीर उबे रावले. गॉड फी तेंचो फुडें सरलो आनी हे मुखार काडून तो आमी आवाज तेचो फुडें गायलो. Illegalities were there. Totally management, I'm sorry to say, totally faulty methods were followed. People from Kanapur, Zonkar, they came together and they had the guts to revoke it. And today it stood a very good ground, as you all know. It's a case in the High Court. And we have very good basis on this type of things, that this cannot be alienated, our land cannot be sold. Big university want to come there. For whom? Somebody outside Goa. I challenge as a culturist. I said, I can put a agriculture university there. We want a veterinary college. We want a fisheries college. We want a better food processing college. Do it, I said. Do it. That's how a few of us raise our voice. And don't underestimate a big audience like this. 65 strong from that huge area. 95% is Leal said 95% belongs to us. So this is a study I would like to say, and I would appeal the committee again. Every forum I try to use this forum to have a forum of panel of lawyers, committed, passionate lawyers, having a knowledge of purchase background also, lawyers who will defend us. A panel of surveyors. आता ते बिल येता मुकोमेसाला आणि वाडटा वसन चेयर आणि वाडपा कॉमेसाली कंस्ट्रक्शन 4 रूम झाले आणि 5 रूम झाले आणि जावं आणि ते येऊन बसपा लागले थिंगा. A panel of surveyors who will demarcate our land and put solar fencing or electric fencing. aha te dori sambadi anu. That is second demand that I put. Then a panel of agriculture development people. Why agriculture development people? He zomin after ki gorkar park and konange barpon gorpar nahi di. He zoning code sangta de pramane it has community purpose. Development of community land for grazing. Development community land for watershed. उदकाचो सोय करपाक पुरवठो करपाक जो आमचे जमनीचे पिकावड करपाक आणि हे न केले जाल्यार गोंयचे पर्यावरण it's in a big risk because we hold the biggest stakes under our control and the lands if they are misused we are running a risk of disaster of environment. So please keep this in mind. Form a committee of people who can look into this agriculture and development and environment. And the last thing 3 points only you said no is my appeal to फुडले पिळगे म्हणटा तुमी व्हडली फुडली पिळगी आमची पयस आहा लंडन आसा ऑस्ट्रेलिया आसा बोटीर आसा तेकाय कशें लिंक करून तेकाय उमेद आसा बरे फेस्टिवल बरे उमेदीन ते जायते हे करतात तो हांगाय तेका लिंक करून इफ पॉसिबल हाव डू वी गेट देम बॅक टू द रूट हेल्प अस टुगेदर एज अ नेक्स्ट जनरेशन टू प्रोटेक्ट गोवा. आनी शेवटाक म्हणटा लागलो बँक करून तयार फुडें चल्ल्या म्हणून म्हाका मेसेज दिसता हांकां फुडें चल्ल्या डील करूंक वोट बँक करता मरे बाबा तुमी आमी गो होम बँक गो होम आमचे गो होम हो प्रोजेक्ट आमी तयार करले सगळे कोमदार एकठांय जावन तुमकां घरा धाडपाची तयारी आमची.
थँक्यू. डू वी हॅव
I'm Nancy Gracias from Madam Comunidade. I'm कोण आयला के Comunidade तुले कमिटी मुनीस तोरपाट Comunidade चोपताय न्हू हांव न्हू हे सारके फोट जाल्या कित्याक थोडी Comunidade बी प्लॉट्स करून विकताय. It's not correct. Comunidade प्लॉट्स करून विकपा जायना आनी आपणांगे भुरग्यां दोन plots kotai aprange burgyan don because what you can do is you can say your adult child an adult does not own land because going ki jata sogle land pai thasta. So only on as they are nearing their old age and all magiti apne rights passa kotay bugyan. So till then the children are landless. So landless moon Comunidade plots kun burgyan transfer korpache which is not correct. So poile if we want something to be set right poile amgele gara commerce korpa jay and that is amge Comunidade.
I invite Advocate Nino Korea to give us a few words.
A very good morning to all of you present here. I'm Advocate Nino Jemaisu Korea from the Wade Comunidade in Vasco. Initially, to be very honest, I did not have much knowledge about the Comunidades, as many other youngsters would also have the same amount of knowledge that I have. But over a period of time, I was fortunate enough, like Louis, divine intervention, as we call it, I was introduced to Lewis and his team, Jocelyn, and I was able to MC for a program of theirs, and from then I've been an active participation in their meetings, and we look forward to see how we can grow this organization and this unity. Now, unity amongst all of us is very important for something like this. When you look into the legalities of the Comunidade, it's fantastic. There's so much that can be done as a Comunidade. We also have fortune in our favor, God in our favor, wherein the High Court has, for the first time in a very long time in Goa, taken a suo motu action of making an attempt to remove illegal structures on Comunidade lands. And if we can just follow up on that, the High Court is definitely in our favor. There are many Comunidades, yes, as some people have said. We have governments who have infiltrated through various means, and a lot of illegal things happening. All we need to do is pay attention. Those of us part of the managing committee who know that these things are happening, we need to voice our opinions. Now, another thing that I see is we have a lot of senior citizens or the people from the older generations over here. We don't have the younger generation or the youth with us. So sometimes, I'm sure in all of your houses or families, you will have somebody or the other of my age or younger to me. It's time to start imbibing the values that our ancestors taught us, teach them about the Comunidades, what can be done, because all they see, and I won't lie, even I would see greener pastures abroad as compared to Goa. But if we can get back to our roots, there's so much more that can be done besides just tourism and things like that, you know. Agriculture, there's a lot of money in agriculture, and it's very sad, the point on the minimum support price. When real estate is going up and people are actually coming in and doing business on a private basis in terms of agriculture, why not the existing ethnic Goans who are doing agriculture? Why isn't the government supporting them? The government time and again through various translations of the Comunidade is trying to change the meaning of what the different laws are. And we need to pay attention to that. We need to have active participation. And I feel through this movement, we can do that. So for once, as a youngster, I'd like to request each and every one of you, be a part of this. I'm a part of the legal panel that we're setting up. We'd like your support, we'd like your guidance, and together we can take this forward. Thank you for coming and making the time today.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we can have the last person to speak, and subsequently we have other programs.
सगळ्यांक तुमकां हे मिटींग येयले आनी हाजीर जाले हांव एकदम हॅपी जाला कित्याक हो एक मुवमेंट स्टार्ट जाला सेव कोमुनिदाद म्हण तो हे आमचे लिडरांनी सकूर लुईस हो मुखार गेला हो एक बारस तकले गेला आख्खे कोमुनिदादी एकठांय केले हांव पयलीं सारकें इंट्रोड्यूस करता हांव कोमुनिदाद कार्मोना कोमुनिदादीचो प्रेसिडेंट आफ्टर 30 years हांवें ही कोमुनिदाद फॉर्म केल्या आनी ही कोमुनिदाद फॉर्म केल्या म्हाका दिसता जेन्ना हांव तां भितर चलना आनी बरें व्हडलें हॉज पड म्हणजे हे सगळी म्हाका दिसता फ्रॉड जालें आख्खे कोमुनिदादी फ्रॉड आहाय ती हांव इन्वेस्टिगेट करता आनी सेव गोवा आनी सेव कोमुनिदाद सेव गोवा हे म्हाका हेल्प करतले म्हूण हांव रावतां थँक्यू वेरी मच
थँक्यू
विठोबा फळदेसाय फ्रॉम कोमुनिदाद बाळ्ळी एटर्नी आनी प्रोविन्स बी बाळ्ळी एज अ एटर्नी म्हाका एक सजेशन आहा स्पेशली आमगे MLA की बाळ्ळी कोमुनिदादी एक इश्यू जाता कोणी एक एप्लिकेशन करता टेनन्सी एक सादी एक फॉर्म भरता आनी तो मामलेदाराक एप्लिकेशन दिता एप्लिकेशन करता आनी आपल्या टेनंट कर म्हणटा कोमुनिदादीक आनी हो मामलेदार आसता ते एक्सेप्ट करता आनी आमकां केसी लढयत रावता ह्या भशेन 25 तरी केसी बाळ्ळी कोमुनिदादीचेर फॉर्म जाले आहाय म्हाका MLA एक रिक्वेस्ट असेंब्ली हो रिक्वेस्ट कोमुनिदाद जमनी तो टॅलेंट कसो जावंक शकता एक सादी एप्लिकेशन करता एक फोटो लायता आपल्यान काजूर येयलो म्हणटा आनी तो म्हणटा आपल्या टॅलेंट कर आनी मामलेदार करता बी आणि अप टू म्हाका ट्रिब्युनला सुद्दां फायट करूंक पडली जवळ जवळ 25 केजीस हांव फायट करता एट प्रेझेंट तितूंतले 10 हांव जिखला म्हणजे हो कितें वेस्ट ऑफ मनी आमगे कमुनिदादीचो पयसो वेस्ट जाता अननेसेसरी कोणी येता भायलो आनी आपूण लेफ्टनंट कर म्हणटा म्हागे रिक्वेस्ट तेजेर मातशी कितें तरी तुमी असेंब्ली कितें तरी इश्यू करचो हय त्यो सगळी ऑर्डर कॉपी हाडून दिता हांव तुका आसा
ऑर्डरा बेसिसाचेर कितें जाल्यार फुडें मांडपा जाता
हय
ऑर्डर ते असेंब्ली मांडपा जाता ऑर्डर इम्पॉर्टंट
ओके ओके आय विल सबमिट दिस कॉपी
ऑर्डर पावरफुल मेळ तुका
हय
युअर फेवर इन
कमुनिदाद फेवर
मामलादारांनी करपा चान्स पडना ते कंपेर करपाक
एवरी इयर 3 केसीस अप्लाय करता है 3 केसीस हे कितें बर्डन अननेसेसरी बर्डन ओपन लँड आमकां कोणी टेनन्सी घालता मातशी तेजेर कितें करचें
Hello. Hello. I'm Francisco Dias from Ramapur, Comunidade. मुगे एकूच प्रॉब्लेम आसा 30 Comunidades in South Goa are declared default. There was no election done in these 30 Comunidades. The reason is that there was no quorum. And for not holding a quorum, the reason is that shareholders are not from particular village. Most of the shareholders are from outsider. And most, as far as Ramapur Comunidade, I have gone to the records and I found out more than 60% shareholders have expired. And no one is trying to transfer those shares in younger generation. This is something we all together have to come forward. To give example of Ramapur Comunidade, the shares are held by people from Margaon, Raya, Verna, Benauli, Kurtori. It is not possible for us to know who are they. And another thing is that I would like the people, the person who are in the managing committee, just like me, with this white beard, please try to encourage younger generation to come and hold this post. Please see that younger people come to this post. Thanks.
Some concept, just one second. Sorry, don't know that. Some concept, this liberation has been talked about. If you say, we have been liberated, who allowed, the other fellow to come in place of the liberation? Goa also, there was treaty signed by the Portuguese, and those Portuguese government itself was, colonizers. They themselves were colonizers. So you enter into treaties with another colonizer and giving Goa to India. So how does this work? Don't let me highlight. We are come to speak. We are not come to clap here. It is our land that is of 40% of the zoning in Kita. These are theft that is going on. What special one?
Hello, one request that all the committee members here who are here to please, who are not registered, please register your names. And anybody else who would like to speak, you're welcome. As long as your time of speaking is restricted to 3 minutes and speak to the point, which is our main motto here, is to oppose the illegal constructions into Comunidade land.
I am going to speak on behalf of Save Comunidade, Save Goa, and also going to speak about all the communities of the respectives in Goa. Today, I am before the Church of Our Lady of Hope. So, I'm just going to put 3 points in the name of Our Lady of Hope to save our communities, properties, and save Goa. So, the decision what these people have been taken has taken a very good decision, and I would like the decision should be firm for the interest of the respective communities to maintain how our ancestors have been maintained. The same way we have to work for that and we have to maintain our ancestors' property. As Advocate Agnole have said, आमची जमनीची केळी जाता, पणस जाता आनी आंबे जाता. ते काडटा हे पॉलिटिशियन मायग्रंट्साक दिता. हे आमी एन्जॉय करूंक जाय गांवकारांनी एक एकट्यानी, कित्याक ही आमच्या शापाय शामांची जमीन ही आमकां पुर्वजांनी दवरलेली आसा. तो आमी ती मेंटेन करपाक जाय. तर ही आमी आतां आयच्यान डिसिजन घेवया. आमी हे इगोचेर कोण उबे रावन उलयता, आयच्यान डिसिजन घेवया. हे जे मायग्रंट्स जे फ्रूट एन्जॉय करता तांकां आमी एन्जॉय करून दिवची न्हू, आनी तांकां ते एन्जॉय करूंक मेवता म्हूण ते हांगा रावता. तेंच्या गांवांत तांकां ते एन्जॉय करपाक मेवना ते फ्रूट्स. तर बाब आग्नेल, हे कोमिडादीक तुमी सगळ्यांक आमकां सपोर्ट करचो. आनी हांवूय आसतलो, हांव पयले फावट येयला हांगा. हेज्या मुखार हांव तुमच्या बरोबर आसतलो. म्हाका खंयच्याय वखदाक तुमी हांव बांबोलीम कोमिडादीक एकटो दवरता. आनी बांबोलीम स्टॅम्प्स हांवें दिलेले आसा फॉर असेंब्ली, द न्यूली इलेक्टेड रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्ह फॉर द फर्स्ट असेंब्ली सेशन एंड द सेकंड असेंब्ली सेशन. बाब वेंकटी बेगर आनी बाब क्रुसिला दिला तुमकां दिवना. तुमी आतां साक्षी सगळे गांवकारांक आयज तेणी म्हाजो इश्यू घेवंक ना. गव्हर्नराचें तांकां हांवें लेटर दिलेलें आसा. विजिलन्स ऑफ डायरेक्टर ऑफ विजिलन्स आय फायल माय कंप्लेंट. तेवूय तांकां दिलेला, तेणी रेज करूंक ना. तांकां कोणे प्रेशरायज केला ते आतां तेणी साक्षी हांगा वाय दीस इश्यूज हॅव नॉट कम ऑफ बांबोलीम कोमिडाद फॉर असेंब्ली सेशन फॉर 2 असेंब्ली सेशन्स. प्लीज लेट देम टेल, दे ऑल्सो शुड नो. थँक यू.
I'll speak to the point. So, कुमदाद पळय सध्या 67 आहाय हांगा. गोंयभर कितले कुमदाद आहाय. एक कुमदादी जरी तरी मॅटर म्हाका असेंब्ली घेवपाचो, म्हाका टायम मेळटा 15 मिनट्यो या 20 मिनट्यो, झगोण 25 मिनट्यो मेळटाय. ते 25 मिनटां बाणावले कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी लोकांक एक इश्यू घेवपाक जाय. प्लस ओवरऑल कुमदाद, वी कॅनॉट गो स्पेसिफिक टू one कुमदाद. It has to be a gross way of representation. Please try to understand. And secondly, my only request, आम काबार जावपा येयलो हाय गोंयां. आमचो तरी एशकोन थोडे आमदार जे काडवपाचो काम करताय, तेच जर तरी एशकोन डिमोटिवेट करपा लागले जाल्यार हेच्या मुखार कांय मेळपाना. आहा तेंय मेळपाना आनी मुखार आनी कोण जावपा तेंय मेळपाना. आय एम नॉट इन्सल्टिंग एनीवन, but I am only giving a clarification because becoming an MLA and then answering with this courage, with the sincerity that we are working is, I think, something which we have to, I think, stand with us. Second thing, कायदो ऑलरेडी एमेंड जालो की कुमदादीचो कोड असेंब्लीन चेंज करूं जाता म्हणून. somebody has spoken now. कितकोन करूं जाता? See, we should have the knowledge of what is happening. तेमी कायदो गेलते असेंब्ली चेंज केलो because they have got 33 as a majority. They have changed the law and the law says now that the government can make amendment to the code and that is how the code has been amended. हे पॉइंट चॅलेंज जाल ना अजून. ह्यो करूं जाय. See, we have to be in par with the day-to-day corruption that these people are doing. If we are not in par, then we will not able to do. I am here. I don't know what is next planned for us. But when we are here, we have to make use of the entire power that the legislative assembly gives us. उलोयले आमी गेलो म्हणून जायना. Legally right आसपा जाय. एक कायदो ऑलरेडी गायलो की कोड एमेंड करपा जाता. तो कायदो चॅलेंज जालो ना आमगेलो. आमी आतां बाटा जे आहाय ते चॅलेंज करपाक जाय. एक जाल ते चॅलेंज करपा अजून नाही. The legal team has to discuss on this. See, my expression is a little bit loud, but I express with sincerity and I am ready to answer everything. कित्याक आमच्यान काही wrong केलो ना आनी प्रेशर म्हणटा कोणा गेलो ना. आम चीफ मिनिस्टरा बी नाही, DCP मिनिस्टरा बी नाही, आम कोणाक नाही. कित्याक हे सगळे चोर आनी आमको पर्सनल अजेंडा ना हिंगा. So we do not care whether whoever it is, we will be the voice of Goans and this is my assurance to you. But please do not demotivate us this way. This is my only request. तुम्ही डिमोटिवेट केलो तर आम डिमोटिवेट जाले आनी कोण मेळपाना तुका आनी देड वच पडटले आनी 10 वेन्सी आनी 10 क्रूज करून हाडपाक. ओके, दिस इज माय ओनली एक्सप्रेशन. थँक यू.
Thank you very much. You have brought up some very nice point about the legality. Now, my request is, there are some ladies here in the committee. Would you like to say something, madam? Yeah, okay. Anybody else would like to say something? Let us give everybody a chance.